Hey, y'all. In today's world, it's easy to fall into the trap of people pleasing and putting your own needs last. And this can lead you feeling used and abused. And more importantly, you can start attracting narcissists into your life. I want you to stay tuned because it doesn't have to be this way. In this video, we're going to discuss 4 simple ways you can start putting your needs first. First, right, we're going to talk about how to escape the cycle of people pleasing and setting boundaries for yourself so that way you can speak up for yourself when it's time. It's just really about feeling in tune with your body. When you start to feel in tune with your body, you start to know inside internally, is this something for you? Does this make you feel good? Is this going to raise your vibration? Is this sending you towards the direction of the things that you're looking for? Our body is always communicating to us. And the more we're in tune with that, the easier it is for us to start to listen to it and trust what we're feeling. A lot of times when you're first coming out of the trauma or you're coming out of a bad relationship, it's easy for that negativity to jump in and feel like the same as excitement when something's actually really good for you. As a result, because they both feel the same, it's easy just to push both away and just stay still. The challenge with that is you keep repeating the same cycles. You now, because you're not moving forward, your thoughts are kind of stuck in this inertia and it keeps reverting back to the past. And the more you focus on these negative things is the more you start to attract it into your life. Okay. So, what you'll need to do is outside of feeling into your body and trusting the intuitive guidance that you're feeling inside of you, is start to discuss the importance of learning how to be seen and heard. All right. Um, this means allowing yourself to speak up for yourself. Okay. When you're feeling into your body and things aren't feeling right, start to speak up for yourself. Eliminate the thought that they don't want to hear me, or I'm not important, or they never listen to me. Those are all negative thoughts based on those past experiences. They're designed to hold you back. The way to break from that is to actually focus into intuitively and start to think of gratitude, think of positive things so that way you can now start to say, okay, well, these great things are going on into my life. What that does is starts to reprogram your mind. It allows your mind to start to focus not on the negative past experiences and the traumatic things, but it allows you to focus on what's going good. It'll also start to send signals to your brain to start looking for more things that are good. What you focus on is what grows. Okay. So when you allow yourself to start embracing who you are, it's a way of showing self care and self love. The more you're loving yourself and the more you're honoring who you are, honoring the things that you want for yourself, the more you'll start to attract these things because what you focus on is what will grow. All right. Outside of speaking up for yourself, knowing that you deserve to feel valued. All right. When you've been hurt, it's hard to feel like you need to be valued, because all of the words and all of the things that have been said to you are sitting at the top. Okay. To let go of that, you have to allow yourself to say, you know what, I do need to feel valued. If it needs to come out in some tears or come out, just allowing yourself to release it, then allow yourself this space and time to heal. All right. Releasing so that way you can activate all the goodness inside of you. All right. And once you start to vibrate this energy, you will now start to attract more people that are willing to honor and show you that level of respect that you are emitting out. Okay. Because everything is energy, everything is frequency. And it'll start to show once you start thinking these things, they'll start to come out into the physical through your words. You'll start to speak clearer, you'll start to speak stronger, you'll learn to pause differently so that way you are commanding the space in the room. Okay. Third, what we're going to cover is how to break free from these one-sided relationships. These relationships where they're draining when after you're done speaking to them, it leaves you feeling unfulfilled. You have to start to explore. We're going to start to explore how to recognize these types of relationships, and take steps towards building healthier connections. Okay. So this is the third part. Now, if you've had a one sided relationship, it's easy for you to kind of put up with it, especially if you're coming out of traumatic things. The one-sided relationships look like when they need you to listen, you're there, but when you want them to listen to you, they're not there. If they want you to just like honor what they're saying or and be in a judgment-free zone, when it's your turn, they're not giving you that judgment-free zone. They're full of judgment. If you're having ideas, and when you have ideas, they're shooting them down, but then they're starting to knock it out for themselves. Then that might not just show just a one-sided relationship, but it may also show signs of a relationship of jealousy and something that you probably need to release yourself from. Learn how to cut the cords and let go of this relationship. What's These one-sided relationships, they come in, sometimes they're in periods, sometimes this is a person that's just supposed to be in your life for a season, or maybe this is something that can get talked out. But the main thing is honoring how you're feeling. If when you're leaving this conversation you're feeling disconnected, you're feeling lost, you're feeling drained, then we need to evaluate, why are you here? All right, we're going to come back to yourself, because when you come back to yourself, you need to identify, what is it from this person that you're gaining? Why are you still with this person? What is the strength of this relationship? Really look at this person and see, like, even just visualize them in your mind and see, is this person that important, that they're more important than me? 9 out of 10, the answer is going to come back as a no. And when you come to that realization, now it's allowing yourself to make further decisions on, is this relationship worth saving? If this relationship is not worth saving after just like thinking about it, then it's time for you to move on. And you'll feel the peace of this when your heart feels open and it feels light. Now, if it doesn't feel light and you feel like there's still a connection and you're trying to figure out how to cut the cord from this situation, you can always do a prayer just to like release the energy, like saying, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. And then try to go back to the person to communicate with them, and by sharing your needs. If they are combative about about what your needs are, or they feel like you're being oversensitive, or they don't think that it's important, or you're making it bigger than it needs to be, then you're getting your answer. Okay, and do not avoid the red flags, because that is a red flag in your relationship, in that friendship. And it's important that you honor what you're seeing and accept that this is the truth. This is how they're handling things. And from there you need to make a choice, and most likely it is to sever the ties and let go of this relationship. There is bigger and better out there for you, so do not continue to put yourself in situations that are pulling you down, draining you, where they're pulling into your resources and not giving back. You have to look at relationships as though they're just like a bank. You can't go to the bank and pull money out if you haven't been depositing anything in there. And that's the same with the friendships. Start to honor your boundaries by allowing yourself to say, you know what, this is what I want in a relationship. This is how I want people to treat me. I need people to see me and hear me, not cut me off in conversations, but understand exactly what I'm trying to say, and respect that. And then once I know you've heard me, if you have a difference of opinion, then let's go back, then we can talk. But there's no point to always have yourself feeling pushed down, not seen, not heard, and believing that you're not worthy when that is not true. You are a beautiful soul, and you are completely worthy of all the love, all the grace, all the respect that you desire. Okay. Lastly, what I want to talk about is how to avoid attracting the narcissist into your life. Okay. Narcissists, they thrive on people that are people pleasers. It's so important to recognize these flags, because they're the ones that will try to switch the story around and have you thinking you're crazy. They'll try to be manipulative and try to have some form of ownership and control. It's all about control, and to see how much more you can give in this relationship than you can get. Okay, so they're going to thrive off of feeling by calling you out in of not being feminine. So they want you to be more nurturing, more this, more that for them, where they're reaping all the benefits. Now you may be even coming out of pocket for the person, doing all these extra things that you normally wouldn't do because you're believing in a connection. Once you find yourself in that rabbit hole, it's time to pull yourself out, okay? And this is all going to come back to you knowing what's important to you and what and honoring that without having to like go out and tell everybody, oh, this is how you need to treat me, or this is how you need to do this with me. Because when you do that, now you're in this weaker feminine energy. And when you're in this weaker feminine energy, people don't tend to respect that, okay? They see you as a victim, and then you're coming off in this weaker strategy. And this energy is being pushed out there, and that's what they're reacting to, responding to. Respond in your strength, respond with confidence. If you see that somebody is doing certain things, if they said they were going to call and they didn't call, they said they were going to show up and didn't show up, you can have a three strikes you're out type thing where you strongly where you just communicate in your feminine, saying, you know what, I like it when a man honors what he says he's going to do. You know, to me, that's honor. When he speaks something and then he follows through, I honor that and I respect that. I've noticed that there's a couple that you've said something that you were going to do and you did not honor your commitment to me. Um, for me, I have a three strikes that you're out, you know, or because I can understand if you're going to communicate with me. However, if you can't, then da 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 da. Now you're being in your feminine because you're not being triggered. You're not coming out of emotion. You're being confident and you're just stating clearly in a logical sense what it is that you desire and how you would like somebody to treat you and communicate with you. When you're like, oh, I didn't like it. You said you were going to call and blah, blah, blah. You're coming off more emotional. You're coming off from a weaker standpoint, and then the energy that's coming off is, I'm begging for you to pay attention to me. I'm begging for you to give me my time. You don't want to do that. Once you do that, you have the lower pull, and now you're losing the connection and the attraction of attracting a person to you, because what you're for men, they like the chase. They like to be able to move forward and come for you. When you're people pleasing, you're showing that you have like this weaker feminine energy and you're not confident of your abilities and your skills as a woman. Men know that you are the prize, okay? But if you're showing, well, being too eager, always answering their calls, always doing all these things for them, now you're in a space of people pleasing, where you should feel confident. Well, this doesn't work with my schedule. Can this work with yours? And pausing to see if he will respond and say, yes, this will work with my time. If he's showing you that he can't pick up the phone and call, or create these type of um, opportunities to spend time with you, then you're getting your answer. The red flag is showing up, and you may have to make a choice of letting this person go, unless you're trying to have the conversation. But the key answer to understanding how to stop people pleasing is to knowing what it is that you want, how you want to be treated, and without having to go all about around the rigmarole or overthink the whole process, just trusting what it is that you're saying and feeling vibrationally. We are such intuitive creatures, and as women, a lot of times we don't trust our intuitive gifts. We brush it off as though we're thinking into our past, or maybe we're allowing past failures to jump in, when honestly you might just be picking up on what's really happening. And he's trying to tell, that narcissist is going to tell you you're being paranoid. That narcissist is going to tell you, oh, you're overthinking, blah 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 blah. He's not going to give you an explanation. He's going to have you think you're crazy. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you learned a lot about people pleasing and learning how to hold on to your own boundaries. More importantly, I hope you take these tips and apply them into your daily life so that way it will improve your overall well being. If you would like to learn more about spirituality and relationships with communication and really feeling back into your feminine, then definitely check out my website at www.keshiamartin.com. That's www.keshiamartin.com. Keshia. Okay. And be sure to subscribe and click the notification so that way you'll get an alert for my new video. All right. And I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye.